There we go. Now you can hear me. I forgot to turn on the correct audio slider, and I'm really curious who is here. So it says here, let me just change a couple of things around. It says here there's 10 viewers. Welcome. This is great. I'm doing this in English, as you might hear. I'm expecting a lot of people to be Dutch, but it will be recorded, so you'll be able to watch it back on YouTube. And as you can see, this is new for me, so it's a bit of an experiment. I hope the audio is fine. And hi, Sean. Nice to see you. So I hope the audio is fine. I don't know if it is. And there's a delay. So when you type, I'll have read it, and then it takes a couple of seconds before you will actually see my response. So there's a bit of, I can't do anything about that. Right, so I'm really curious who else will join. Gotta reply to a message. So, right, so what are we doing today? Well, as you can see, that's great to know. Thank you, Sean. As you can see, I have an example here. Here's something I made earlier. This is basically a country. It's a fictional country called Satlon, and the text is in Dutch. But what we're gonna do today, and I hope you're gonna join me in this, is we're gonna make something like this. We're gonna invent a country, and I'm gonna look at chat, which is on this monitor, and the camera is above that, so that's why I'm looking from side to side. And I'm gonna do that using your suggestions. So let's get cracking, I guess. To give you an idea, so this is Satlon, which has the country of Satanism because of all the volcanoes. Has a lot of word jokes in it. Then there's haberdashia, which is basically a blanket of sorts. What's a quilt, I guess, like you would find in the old German republics or German kingdoms, just little exclaves and enclaves everywhere. That's one. There's Knock Knock, which is run by a dictator who sees comedy and humor as a kind of a religion, which it isn't. And then there's Scola, which is based on, I think it's the Guinea country, that country in northwest Africa, where you, which basically follows the river of the same name. It's a bit based on that, but you have a west and an eastern version, and they have slightly different accents. So which one is correct? Stuff like that. So basically, what we're gonna do, I've got a blank canvas right here. I'm gonna need some input. I'm gonna need some suggestions. I guess we should start with that, because I don't really, I can make something up. It says here no viewers. Is that right? Is everybody gone? Oh, Gambia. Yes, it's Gambia. Thank you, Frans. So it's not Guinea. Oh, that would be sad if everybody was gone, and I'd be just talking to empty space. Well, if that's the case, I'm just gonna draw something, and you're just gonna hopefully watch it. Oh, now it's back up to 9. So I guess these statistics are not really reliable. I should not look at the statistics. That will just make me depressed. All right. So what are we gonna do today? Do you have any? I can just sketch something. Oh yes. We're also gonna write about the country. So I've got Word here, which I was just updating before the stream, which is a very clever and intelligent thing to do. Don't. And we can. It's a bit big. We can write the lore. We can write about the culture of the country. So if you have any, if we come up with any funny religions or cultural customs, then I can write that down. And we'll probably do this for about an hour, and then I'll probably tidy it up later and make it cleaner, make it more like the examples I showed you, like this. And yeah. So how does this work? Well, I work in Illustrator. I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. If you've been drawing countries, send me pictures. Send me pictures on Twitter. It's always great to share. So I can just draw, a coastline like this, and it kind of looks like I don't know what it looks like. It's almost like a dog somehow. Maybe we should do something with that. And the delay on the chat is really long. It's like, it seems, maybe it's like 10 seconds or something like that. So I have to give it some time. Ow. That was my elbow hitting the table. So, that's something. And then I just fill it in with a color. It's very basic. That's the wrong slider. I can just fill it in with a color, and we're off. We've got a country basically, and then we can I should make little symbols, like where's the capital city? Does it have one capital city? Does it have two? Maybe every city considers itself a capital city. What would that mean for this culture? There's all kinds of craziness that we can come up with. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me just quickly make a symbol. And who knows, if my imagination is big enough. So I've been wondering, if we keep doing this for months, then perhaps it will be like, perhaps there will be enough for a what's the word? An atlas. It does look like kind of like a mushroom. Very maybe we should make a cave civilization. They eat nothing but mushrooms. And, some mushrooms are a bit more special than others. So let's just make a simple city symbol. So I can just, drag that around. Blop, blop. Or a cupcake. I can make it, yeah. I can see a cupcake in this. If I extend this a little bit, then it will be more like now it looks more like a mushroom, to be honest. My tools are a bit wonky because I'm streaming at the same time. I think that my Wacom is like drunk. That's a bit how it feels. Usually I'm very fast in illustration and drawing, but having to draw and talk at the same time, it's not my strongest thing. Let me set my pen to accurate, because this it's fine. It's fine, but it's not very interesting. We can add some bays, and we can add some. Maybe this is a cupcake or a mushroom, or maybe it's very ambiguous. Maybe it's a cupcake with a mushroom taste. A hearty cupcake. I don't know. Let's see. So yeah, let's make another layer. Let's use that as a template. And let's just let's lower the opacity so I can use it a bit as a guide. And then we can make so this would be a bit of a bay, I guess. You can make the case, make the coast straight like this. And then I'm just gonna do it like this, and I want this to be at 100%. So Sean says, asks mushroom names. Shiitake is a good one. I think it's with 2 eyes. Are there any more? Any more mushrooms you know of? I know of that one. And toadstool, of course. We can throw in some Mario references, perhaps. What else is there? Let me just quickly Google mushrooms. What else is there? So, oh, spores, of course. Mushrooms have spores. And they are a fungus, so we can use that. And at the same time, we can make the country look like a tasty, tasty cupcake. So it's a fungus. Mushrooms are fungi. Maybe that's what the inhabitants are called. They're fungi and fung girls. Fung people. The fung. That would be great. How about we call this the fung, or fungia? The fung? Oesterswam in English. That's a good question. So there's many different mushrooms, and I recognize what they look like. I just never know their names. So there's the, what are they called? The yellow ones. Polypores are mushrooms that grow on trees. There's puffballs, that can explode and release a lot of spores. There are jelly fungi, coral fungi, stinkhorns. Oh, right, stinkhorns. That would be a great name for a mountain. Kingdom fungi, domain eukaryote. That's a great one. The fungi kingdom, I guess. You would have to rotate it, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. It's not very logical. Kingdom fungi. The fungi kingdom. Kingdom fungi. Portobello. Oh, right, Portobello. I know that one, yeah. So, Portobello. So let's just collect some names. Shiitake. Oyster mushrooms. That's a very literal translation. I'm not sure if that's correct. I just wrote English with a J. Oh, you're right. It's an oyster mushroom. Okay, well. That's great. Apparently in English it's also an oyster mushroom. But, if there's mushroom in the name, then it becomes less great for a place name, I guess. Ah, Pinto, that's great. Porcini? Chanterelle, of course. Sounds like a very posh place, Chanterelle. Clamshell? Clamshell? Is that a... Are you just reading stuff from Wikipedia, or is that from heart? That's probably from a Wikipedia page, right? That's from a list. Yeah. Thanks, Willem. It told me the same thing. All right. Let me just continue for a bit with drawing this. So, mushrooms come in all kinds of different shapes and sizes. So let's make the country look like a cupcake, and then, which is very sweet, or usually very sweet, and then we populate it with mushroom names. Yeah, I knew you were Googling that, Pinto. I know you. But I'm glad you're here. Let's stay positive. So, let's just make something like this. Is this a cupcake? This is more like a cupcake. I guess it has a bit of a... There we go. Then we join the two shapes. We have a cupcake. So I guess in this country, because, it looks like a cupcake, but if it's about mushrooms, we need a couple of elements that really, that make this country rich in mushrooms. And I would say forests and what's the word? Caves. Now, that would be great. If this ends up in an atlas, I'm definitely going to make some cave maps, because I've never done those. And wouldn't it be great if there have to be some islands, I guess? Ooh, This is fantastic. I like this. I like this chat. Very good. So, where should the capital be? What should we name that? Should we name that Eukarya? I kind of like that as a name for a capital, really. What do you say, chat? Is that a good name for a capital? So I'm gonna make this map look like many other maps. All right, I need to organize a little bit. Is Eukarya a good name for a capital? I mean, I know it's the domain, but sponges. The cities are called sponges. Why are they called sponges? Sponges are sea creatures, aren't they? Paniolus. What's Paniolus? What is that? It's a great name for a city, I guess. Oh, it's a type of... Oh, is that the gills of a mushroom? I'm just reading Wikipedia here. Paniolus is a genus of small black-spored saprotrophic agarics. I don't know what an agaric is. Oh, it's a type of mushroom. Right. Oh, so it's a type of mushroom. Paniolus. Swamsterdam. Port of Bello. That is a good one. That is a really good... Wordplay. Thank you. That's a very good one. Yes. I get excited. That's a great Port of Bello. That is a fantastic name. Now I'm gonna do clean up later. You know, mountains and hills. I might do some notable parts, but let's just focus on a couple of basics first. Port of Bello is a very good one. I like Swamsterdam, but it's too Dutch. Eat the mushroom. So, right. So we can do city take, I guess. Something like that. Would be city take then, I guess, but... Or, more like Cincinnati. Can do it like this. Where's that symbol? It's right here. So we have... Oh, that's much too big. Way too big. Let's change that a bit. Pop, pop. Still too big. So I use symbols on maps all the time. They are a massive time saver. So for instance, if I copy this now and I edit this one, every instance of that symbol will also update. See, they're both yellow now. If I didn't do that, I would have to do every instance of everything, every item again. And there are ways to speed that up, but in Illustrator, using symbols is a massive time saver. I didn't do that when I started using this program, of course, many years ago. But symbols, if you ever get started with Illustrator, use them, especially with maps, because otherwise you would go nuts, probably. Let's see, what else? What can we do? Portobello is a brilliant one. Who came up with that first? Martin. Very good. Porcin, Chanterelle. Chanterelle is a bit like a shanty town, isn't it? What else do we have? Mushrooms. Oh, right. Was another... You mentioned something with them. What's that word? Paniolus. That in itself... That could also be... If that's a species name, then we can use that as provinces. I think. In English, you write it a little bit differently. So of course we're gonna have provinces, right? This is gonna be a geographic map. So we're gonna we add another layer, call these provinces. And then we're gonna draw some, I'm just quickly gonna make an example of what a province name would look like. And then we can do all kinds of fun stuff with this. And my controls are a little bit stuck. There we go. So, let's just say that this is a province and it has this massive weird blob. And then we're just gonna, because I like weird borders, don't you? I love looking at an atlas and just seeing these crazy, crazy borders. Bangladesh and India are famous for their nuts borders. I think most of them have been resolved nowadays. They're enclaves and exclaves. Also, I need to store some colors so I can also not lose my mind having to find colors. Or if I want to change them, I can just change the color right here, and then all the colors that use that color in the project will change. Saved me a lot of headaches over the years. Oops. There we go. So, if that would be Paniolus, for instance, then we can have Paniolish mushroom word joke towns and cities in there. We're going to change this border. We can change this later. But then we would have to make sure that for instance, Portobello, I don't know if a Portobello is in that same family. And there are many species of Paniolus, I guess. Is there a way to get an overview? So this is the genus Paniolus in the family. That's a bird. Why am I looking at a bird? Fungi. The kingdom of fungi. Mountain toad chair in the middle of the country. Toad chair. Chanterelle, yeah, I wrote that down. Could be a French exclave. God. I'm not really at home with names of kingdoms and domains and all that. Mycodia, Besusporia. This is getting a bit too technical, I think. All right. It's just so. Chat, do you have more mushroom names? And you can use Google. I don't mind. Or we can use, or maybe there are other word jokes we can make. Portobello, Portin Inoki. It's basically fine as it is. We can make a key. What's a key again? It's an island, isn't it? The Keys. So we can make an island chain. Call it the Eno Keys. A bit like the Florida Keys, right? So we can have small little islands, and we can make them look like mushrooms, of course, but very small ones, like this, like that. And I'll clean them up later. And there's the trumpet, the trumpet like island, and then there's the islands with that exactly. Oh man. Oh wait, you know what? This is a little. I need to tweak my lines. There we go. That's much better. Then there are the famous red dotted mushroom with the little dots, and we can make the dots as lakes. Licks. Many suggestions. Horn of Plenty. Is that a toadstool? Is that a mushroom? I keep saying toadstool now. So there's lots of little lakes. Again, you know, I'll make this, improve on this later, but all right. Horn of Plenty. Is that a toad? Is that a, what is this? Horn of Plenty. Mushroom. What does it look like? I want to see what it looks like. Oh, right. Yes, that should definitely be a cape, Franz. Of course it should be. Oops, wrong window. So we should add, maybe next time, you know, I should make like a little template so I can just start mapping straight away. Now I have to make separate layers for everything. Water label. Water label. Cape, nee, sorry. Horn of Plenty. A peninsula, yeah. Yeah. Maybe we can have that here. I'll give it a water. What do we look? So I used water on the outline here. Water. I could change that later. Happy little accidents. There we go. That's water. Let's make it a bit smaller because it's really big right now. Make it italic. Yeah. So this is the Horn of Plenty. I think, you know, for a decent peninsula, we need to make it a bit more outspoken. I'm just gonna add a little bay here. Maybe we can do something with that as well. You know, just a little fjord. You know, everybody likes a fjord, right? So that's the Horn of Plenty, I guess. And this would be then, I guess this would be where it keeps the spores, even though it's a cupcake. It's a cupcake mushroom. It's a hybrid. It's a terrible lab mistake gone wrong. Something like that. A lab mistake gone wrong. It's not just a regular mistake. It's a lab mistake. And Pinto is quietly ramming out all kinds of Latin names. If they have colloquial names, I think that would be better, Pinto, because this is not really... Oh, truffle. Is truffle a mushroom? Oh, of course. That's a... You are full of good ideas. Yeah, it's a mushroom. Of course, it's the fruiting body of a subterranean escomycete. It's a fruiting body of a subterranean fungus. Let's just keep it at that. Gnomes. That's also... Oh, Chet, you're full of great ideas. That's a good one, Martin. So here's another cape. There's no superheroes here. No capes. Right. So this one... Oh, I forgot. I have to scroll up in the chat. Horn of Plenty is... Oh, the key. The Eno keys. Eno keys. There we go. This is the Eno key. It looks a bit like ice cream cones, doesn't it? Spongy form a square pensai. I think we should make it more square in that case. So these are the Eno keys. Let me just properly do that. There we go. Eno keys, let's space them out a little. Spaceman. Drugs. We should look at the hallucinatory parts, I guess. Truffle is the Gold Coast. So the Gold Coast. Oh, Cold Coast. Man, so many good ideas. You're also full of good ideas. Gnomes. I'll make a note of that. I'll make a note. Note of that. Oh, not genomes. Oh, gnomes. Yeah, there we go. Right. Truffle. Truffle, truffle, truffle. So truffle could also be a province, I guess, with a lot of woods and a lot of pigs. I thought so. I thought you meant Gold Coast, not Cold Coast. Because I was wondering, since when did we find truffles on the beach? For me, truffles and finding truffles conjures up images of the German Schwarzwald, you know, the Black Forest in Germany. That to me seems like where you find those. So we have the Horn of Plenty. We have the Eno Keys. Somebody mentioned Spongy. Oh, nope, to net. Spongiforma square pensi for that small island. There should be a small square island somewhere, I think. Then, you know, not too square. Maybe these are a bit too obvious, but just a little, somewhat squarish place like this. And you can kind of see a SpongeBobian forming. Oh man, English. Let me just tweak this a little bit so it's somewhat leg-like. And then we should add some names here. So we've got we keep hitting my elbows on the table. Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square. That's nice. Very good. Cremini. Space Station. Or the spaceport. Of course, it needs a spaceport. Let me just Spongiforma square pens. So small islands with massive names. I love that. So, but I do need to make the label smaller. Oh, we definitely need a spaceport, man, and we can make a symbol for stuff like that. So, you know, caves and other landmarks like a spaceport, and it's not doing what I want. Why are you? Oh, right, I need it. No. Select. I said select. Add. So, what was I saying? Landmarks. So landmarks can have symbols. So a spaceport would have a little spaceport symbol, and then you would we could call that the spaceport, I guess. Sea of Fungi. Yellow Moral. That's where did I put these? Right here. I'm not good at multitasking. You might be able to tell, because it's not how I use. It's difficult. Yellow Moral. They're very moralistic. Cremini. Is that a? Cremini sounds Italian almost. Space station. So a spaceport, right? So let's make a quick spaceport symbol. What do we need for a spaceport symbol? We need a small rocket, don't we? So I'm gonna do some miniature illustration work here. I'm gonna just make it really. No, let's not make it quick and dirty. I can tell that my computer is struggling with streaming and doing this at the same time. There we go. That's more rocket-like. They're less pointy than you might think, rockets. Do we need some flares? I don't think we do, but we do need a booster. So we're gonna do it like this. Actually, you know what? Just get rid of these 2 points. There we go. It's maybe a bit too big for the symbol. And it looks like something else. Could look like a mushroom, I guess. Mount Mushmore. Rush Spore. Mush Spore. Those are all great. Those are all great names, Pinto. Oh man, that's good. I think, you know, if I zoom out, that's hard to read. Thanks, Nop. It's good. It's good to get a bit of a confirmation. I'm glad you're having fun. Is everybody having fun? I hope you are, because if not, I want to know what I can do better. Let's see. So let's make it a bit like it. Everything is laggy. There. That doesn't. The angle is wrong. The angle is wrong, and I can't see because it's black on black. That doesn't work. Sometimes Illustrator chooses these really stupid colors. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, wait, you know what? I still have a lot of files open. Should probably close a few. Right, so now we have a small space station or spaceport symbol. I'm just going to quickly close these. These are old anyway, so there we go. There we go. Free up a little bit of space. Right. Let's save this, make sure that we're not losing any work. Right, so plop. Spaceport. I'll fix this up later. Whoops. Spaceport. Right, there were some other great names. Mount Rushmore, Rush Spore. So let's make a quick mount or peak symbol. You know, like I'm like this. So, you know, I reckon they're more like along the crest of, that's in the wrong layer, along the crest of the mushroom or see, multitasking. I can't. It's hard. Talking and drawing at the same time. The top of the muffin. That was what I wanted to say, but it's not a muffin. So, Mushmore. I like that idea. Mount Mushmore. Mount Mushmore. This is Mushmore, where that came from. Rush Spore. Where's Mount Everest? Everspore? Spore. Everspore. What else? Trafalgar Square. I don't know how I can figure or finagle a square into a country-sized map, but I do like it. Sea of Fungi. Fungibraltar. That's better than regular Gibraltar. Fungibraltar. That must be better than. We can make an enclave. Let's use this. And let's put it at, you know, a little cape somewhere. Something like this. There we go. Make a little bay here. Oh. There we go. Chicago. Oh, that's a good one. Washington, D.C. Did I screw up something up? I did, didn't I? There we go. It's probably better than City Take. Chicago. That's a good one. Washington. I'm not sure about the DC. Dead Man's Finger. Is that that does sound like a mushroom, crazy enough. Dead Man's Finger. We could call this Dead Man's Finger. That's the Fungibraltar. Fungibraltar is a place on Dead Man's Finger. does sound very ominous, doesn't it? As a cape. Maybe it should be somewhere else. Oh, we can also call that Dead Man's Finger. Yeah, Patrick, this is a result. It has changed. I used to have only my tools left, but at one point I just used these panels so often for so many different things that this just made sense at one point. And I've gotten used to it. I do everything like this now. Because I do like my artboard somewhere in the middle. Right. So, So let's take another look at mushroom names. Clamshell, chanterelle, porcine, paracin, cremini. Cremini is just great as a name as it is, isn't it? Let's see. Mushrooms. Mushroom types. 20 popular types of mushrooms. Button mushrooms. So apparently the champignon is a button mushroom. Creminis, right? Portobello, oyster, king oyster, chanterelle. These are all hedgehog mushrooms. Chicken of the woods mushrooms, black trumpet mushrooms, wood bluet mushrooms, morel mushrooms, enoki mushrooms, shimeji, shiitake, maitake mushrooms, reishi mushrooms, lion's mane mushrooms, matsutake, and giant puffball mushrooms. Right. Yeah, if we name every city mushrooms, then it's not going to be great. Button Bay, that's a yeah. Oh, this could be Button Bay right here. I might have to scale the country a bit. Hedgehog Hill. Woods of the Chickens. That's yeah. I can see that working. We need woods. We need lots of forests. This is great stuff. I'm really pleased with this. Hope you are too. There we go. Woods of the Chicken. Well, these are not placed right? So most cities are on the coast or on rivers. So let's and Washington is in a swamp. So let's put Washington in a swamp. Port of Bello. I like the name too much to not make it the capital. This should definitely be the capital. Let's just put it slap dab in the middle. So Chicago. It's just great. Just great. Button Bay was the Chicken. Hedgehog Hill. Hedgehog Hill. We could make that a mountain. Guess Hedgehog Hill. Penny Bun. Chanterellensburg. Mushuaya. Dead Tree Forest. Mushrooms do love dead trees. You are correct. Is there an opposite? What would you say is the opposite of a mushroom? Is that a dumb question? Agaric. Dung and grassland species. Never figured I would say something like that. Gills. Oh, fantastic. There's an alphabetical list of mushrooms. So there's so many. So there's like the prince, sheep polypore, tawny grisette, fly amanita, the bay bolette, which is just great as a name as a name in itself. Bay bolete. We can just call something Bolete Bay. Let's just write that down somewhere. And one other thing that we can do is I can leave this unfinished and we can pick up where we left off next week. That would be great. Then we can really start some more detailing, perhaps. The Yellow Stag's Horn. That's a fantastic name for a mountain, isn't it? Portobello should have a harbor. Oh, you're right. How about this? We're going to put Portobello and Fungibraltar opposite of each other. Because there's nothing like, you know, a former colonizer staring you in the face, isn't it? So basically, we would have to do something like this, I guess, and then draw a little national border around it. And then we can make let me just remodel this a bit. We can make a proper dead man's finger. Like, ew, that is a very dead man's finger. And we can make Fungibraltar like a proper, like this, a proper cape. There we go. That looks like very strange relationships to me. Somebody call Spain and tell them that I understand their plight. Right, so this is dead man's finger. And we have borders. We can basically draw an international border. International border. And we'll just use the pen tool to just mark it off like this. Oh, right. No, I need this one. Province color, it's fine. We can make it a little bit dashed to make it more official. Like no, that's a gap, like that. Yeah. So this is better. That's great. That looks like, oh no. I detached my it's the lag. Don't know why it's lagging this much. There we go. All right, let's check the penny bun. Eekhoortjesbrood. Huh. Penny bun. Death cap. No, yeah. Cape Death. Death cap would be a great mountain name, actually. This is the highest mountain in the Fungi Kingdom. The Death Cap. Ooh, we can add heights to this. Patrick, I once started a fiction and I really enjoyed making it by time. What I found working well was having a slightly darker green by the shoreline to have a nicer ending of land. Yeah. I don't know if you were watching when I started. I had a couple of examples. Port should be Seaside, David. You're right. And it now is. Death Cap is a great name. Fresh fruits. I don't know. Portobello is a harbor. Totally agree. Have Portobello close to the sea. Yeah. Schokland. What? Stoelville. Correct. The external power claims both Fungibraltar and the finger. Exactly. We can make that actually part. We can draw another border, leave the middle cape. So basically this is the same country. So these two are together. Can make a small regular line with a couple of arrowheads. Sometimes you see these in old maps. Like this part belongs, is part of the other part. So something like that. Even if it's just a note to myself. Chicago is great. Swampignon in the west. I'm gonna take a look at the list because I had Bullied Bay. This one we can put that there. It should be a slightly different type though, because otherwise it's very difficult to see what it represents. Horn of Plenty is a cape. So there was something else I saw that was great. There's a name. There's apparently a mushroom called Destroying Angel. A death cap. Satan's Bullied. Wow. Dang. Yellow Stag's Horn. Clouded Funnel Cap. That could also be a mountain, I guess. There's a lot of caps. A Gypsy Mushroom, Saffron Woolly Web Cap. Chanterelle. Chanterelle does just sound like fine as a place name, doesn't it? Oh, there was a wood's name. It's this layer, yeah. Woods of the Chicken. I like that because it's a chicken of the woods. Pink Gill, Hooded False Moral, Poison Pie. Wow. Arched Woodwax. There's some great names. Curry Milk Cap. Common Lacaria. Luscious Lectarius. That sounds like a Potterverse name, doesn't it? Orange Oak Bully. Common Puffball. Oh man, so much here. The Sickener. Wow. Tall Bog Rasula. Wood Bluet. Wood Bluet. Pretty Mouth. That's a mushroom? Wood Bluet. I also like Bluet Woods. Right. So rivers, I haven't even begun to draw them. Of course, they run from the mountains to the coast. Excuse me. So let's just quickly skip. No, I want this color and I want this pen, and then we're just gonna draw a river to there. So, and of course, Mushington could also be. We need a couple more mountains, I guess. Yeah, Chicago should be on a lake. Mushington is better on a bay or near a bay. Pretty Mouth. On the Horn of Plenty. That sounds very good, doesn't it? We can make a little snail island, I guess. Which is where very ravenous there we go. Need to find the right. Sometimes Illustrator doesn't do what I want because I need to zoom in further. And of course, if we have a snail, oops, nope. With a house, then it needs a little river running like this. Ah, so velvet shank is an enoki. Well, we already have the enokis, of course, down here. Velvet shank. Sounds like a person more than a than an actual mushroom, to be honest. Fairy ring. It's just so much. I think this is an interesting experiment. How was this for you? Did you like this? What can I do else? It's almost like as if I don't have any imagination myself, almost. But I do. Oh, the gnomes. That was a good suggestion. I have no idea how to incorporate that. Oh, right. Chicago Lake. We need a lake. We need a lake. We need a lake. So we can make it more spore-like. Yeah, we definitely need to do some hills, some actual hills and mountains and things. I agree with you, Pinto, but that's a lot of detailing right now. We will. I think we'll get there. I think we can pick this up maybe next week or in 2 weeks from now or whenever I'm going to do this again. I'm going to figure out why it's lagging so much, and I hope the stream was of a good quality. Let me just quickly make some a lake here. So that's the Chicago Lake. Lake Michigan. That's good. You can make that equally spore like Bluewood. Bluewood? Is Bluewood Bluewood's another mushroom? Michigan. Chanterelle, no. Horn of Plenty is great. Chat, you're full of fantastic ideas. Right. Is Chicago and Lake Michigan? I always thought it was Lake. No, of course it's not Lake Chicago. What am I saying? That is your. Thanks, chat. You're completely right. Thanks, Franz. I could not do this without you. First of all, when I started this, I didn't know that I was going to make a map on mushrooms. And turns out there's a lot of funny wordplay in there. And there's probably more. Greens, because the woods of the chicken need to move. Make rails. You want to see how I do that? Is that your question, Martin? Saint Chanterelle or Saint Cremini. Why Saint? Nobody prepares for mushrooms. Oh man. So Webcap is another I guess another mountain. Inky Cap. clouded funnel, club-footed, peppery bolete, stag's horn. Stag's horn. It's just too good a name to not make a mountain of. Oh, we should call that Snail Island, I guess. Snail's Island. It does sound nice. Everything Saint sounds nice. So let me just show you quickly how to make a railway in Illustrator. Because so that you basically what you do, I mean, this is just a very quick technical tutorial if you're into this kind of stuff. Let me just use the pen tool, just draw a line. So there's a railway line going from Port of Bello to Washington. It's the cross-country railway line, free mushrooms. And what I tend to do is I just draw a line like this, and then you click on this little dot on the layer, and then there's your appearance panel on the right, and then you can make the stroke much more complicated. So you can add stroke beneath the contents, make it wider than the actual stroke so you get a nice outline, and then you can add on top of that a dashed line, and that will make our railway. Almost there. There we go. Now we have a railway. And the beauty of this, the sporeways. Oh, we need to do that, don't we? That's fantastic. Is the microphone not too loud? It's just my indicator's turning red. The sporeways. Oh, brilliant. And I mean, an airport is then the air sport, isn't it? Is that too much? Sporeways. I like that. That's great. I gotta write that down. Sporeways. Right. The sporeways. It's brilliant. What about the highways? Are the roads? Oh man. So we've been going for an hour now. It's just great. This is great. We do have to wrap it up soon. I have to get up in the morning really early at 6. Ugh. Get in a car, drive 2 hours. So we get, but this is great. I'll probably think about this all week. So let's wrap it up here. We've got the Fungi Kingdom, and I'll work it out more a bit, maybe, or maybe next week we'll do. I'll see. I'll let you know on Twitter. Oh man, I wasn't prepared for this, but this is great. This is a good first trial, I think. Let me know what you think. I'd love a comment or two of your experience. That would really help me and the channel. Was the sound was okay, I guess. I hope the jokes were decent, not terrible. And we're getting there. I guess this is gonna be a map. Right. So I think I want to write blah 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 blah. I want to read a bit more about mushrooms. So I'll be prepared next week, and then we'll see what we're gonna make, and then we're gonna make a beautiful map. And of course, yes, it needs mountains. It needs elevation, and it needs beaches. Right? You gotta go to the beach, eat a mushroom, have a good time. I'm glad the sound was good. Thank you, Pinto. Thanks, Patrick. By the way, the whole thing will be recorded, so you'll be able to watch it back if you want to. I'm not sure if the chat will be recorded. Bluewood, by the way, sounds like a Blue wood. Maybe blue wood. Blue wood would sound better as a forest, I guess. The blue wood. Why does that sound Tolkienish? Oh, thanks, Patrick. Technical perfection. Oh. Well, not on my end. Everything is very laggy. Right, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm going. My voice is going. I like what we made. We made this together. And well, it's not done yet, but we're gonna get there. Next week or whenever I will do this again. I'm not sure if this will be a regular thing, maybe once a month, twice a month. I don't know. I like my Sunday evenings. But this is great. I'm surprised. I really am. You're all brilliant. You're all geniuses. Oh man. It's not well, what did we start with? A cupcake. It's not a cupcake. But I'm glad we made a start. All right. So, everybody, of course, many of you I know, but thanks very much for joining me. It's a great start. I want to do this again. I hope you do too. If you have any ideas for more names and suggestions for this map, tweet them at me. App them if you have my number. Not a lot of you do, but those, I know a couple of you. But just tweet them to me or put them in the comments below when this video is on the channel. And I really gotta drink some water and go to the toilet, not at the same time. Oh, this is great. The sporeways. Oh man, that's great. Thank you very much for watching. See you later. And then of course I need to click on the right button. So this takes a moment because I need to find where that button is. It's right here. Okay, bye.